elevated rocky hill, rising over the place where two powerful European rivers, the Sava and the Danube, join each other, seemed like a perfect spot to build the city. With the passing of time, this city changed many inhabitants and rulers, as well as its appearance and size. What it did not change is its dominant position. The whiteness of its walls was the first thing that newcomers noted from a long distance. And this is the reason why the city was named Belgrade, the White City. A traveller on board ship, approaching the Belgrade ramparts from far away, would have been astounded to observe how solid its fortress was, how high its towers were, and how perfectly proportioned its castle seemed at the very top of the hill. Before dropping anchor in one of the city harbours, the ship, driven by the breeze coming from the river confluence, would glide slowly alongside the city as its new buildings, streets and shops revealed themselves. And the traveller in this ship, whom today we would call a tourist, would have been able to see in his ship's calendar that the year was Anno Domini 1403, the very beginning of the 15th century. This is the time when, precisely 600 years ago, Belgrade was proclaimed the capital city of Serbia for the first time. The ruler of Serbia in those days was Despot Stefan, son of Prince Lazar. He was looking for a site for the capital of his state as far north as possible because of the dangerous threat from the south. By skillful diplomatic negotiations, he managed to obtain the city of Belgrade from the Hungarians and to build, in no more than 23 years, on the fundaments of a rather neglected and dilapidated settlement, a completely new and glamorous city. In his charter, issued within the city gates, the despot states the following: "I have found the most beautiful place since the days of yore, the great city of Belgrade, which used to be a ruin. I have rebuilt it and dedicated it to the Holy Mother of God." Being a learned and sophisticated man, author of some of the most beautiful verses of ancient Serbian literature, a passionate reader who possessed his own library, Despot Stefan regarded the turning of Belgrade into the economic, cultural, and ecclesiastical heart of the country as his most important objective. By granting a variety of significant privileges set forth in the formal charter, stamped with the golden seal containing the printed image of the city, Despot Stefan and his clever policy attracted countless merchants, craftsmen, and other professionals from inside his country, as well as foreigners. After taking possession of the city, the despot first reconstructed the old fortress, defense towers, and ramparts, with the intention of providing a safe haven in it for all the newcomers and visitors. Having fortified the walls, Stefan built the upper town, and, as a separate entity, the inner city with the court establishment, protected by a mighty tower named Nebojša, and a gate with the drawbridge. The despot himself dwelt there, together with his family and the gentry. The main events, however, took place in the lower town, where the development of trade and handicrafts, owing to the despot's privileges, was so great that the city's boundaries grew 10 times larger. Therefore, additional buildings had to be erected. Not only the Serbian merchants, who were the despot's subjects, populated the city. It was also visited by Ragusans and Hungarians, as well as by French, Italians, Venetians, and other peoples. Using modern terminology, we might say, among other things, that in the age of Despot Stefan, Belgrade was a developed tourist center which people visited in order to do some shopping. The Belgrade market was abundant with diverse goods. The exports mainly included the following ores: iron, copper and mercury, as well as precious metals such as silver and gold. There were also leather, wax and cheese. Imports consisted of salt, spices, sweets, valuable fabrics, clothes, jewelry and pearls. This means that the purchasing power of the Belgraders was at a high level, considering that they were eager to buy luxurious goods. And let us repeat, customs duties, as well as other fees, in accordance with the despot's wishes, did not exist. This richly populated city was the seat of the Serbian Church and of the Metropolitan of Belgrade. For this purpose, on the eastern side of the city, in a spacious garden, decorated by all kinds of plants, the despot built the Metropolitan Church dedicated to the Assumption. In addition to this church, there were several other places of worship, including the Catholic episcopacy attended by foreigners. Belgrade managed to achieve this level of development owing to the period of peace provided by the wise and skillful policy of despot Stefan. Therefore, the powerful towers and walls did not have to be used for protection from an enemy. Travelers coming from everywhere, east, west, north and south, were able to pay a safe visit to the Serbian capital, Belgrade. Belgrade received them warm-heartedly and remained among their pleasant memories. Belgrade is warm and hospitable today also. So visit Belgrade, the city that became the capital of Serbia for the first time 600 years ago, and has remained its cultural, economic and tourist center till the present time.